I've spent most of my adult life making the life of viruses miserable, and here I was. Fever, splitting headache, muscle pain, and total exhaustion. Had a test in a private clinic, was positive for COVID-19, and then things went from bad to worse, and I was admitted to the hospital, and I needed oxygen to breathe.
Was it strange for you being on the other side? Obviously with Ebola patients, you know, it's the same thing. They can't have family in, you can't touch them, they're kept aside, they're cared for by medics with full personal protective gear on. Was it weird for you being a patient sort of in that quite helpless situation?
You really don't know how long will I be here, will I end up in the intensive care unit, when can I go home? I'm a physician, but I became a patient. You know too much in a sense, and particularly you know what can go wrong. I've seen people dying. We went to West Africa and saw that how a patient can't even imagine how the doctor looks like because you're fully covered up, and that was a bit the same thing, you know, when I saw some of the doctors. I mean, rightly so, they're in full protective gear, and I had to think about them and how they died. Just totally by themselves. Yeah, the loneliness is a very big burden on this disease. When I came home, yeah, seeing my wife was extremely emotional. Yeah, on both sides, and I started crying. I mean, that's when the whole how to say, everything came out. I felt I could let myself go. This is a very nasty virus, and I myself underestimate what it can do to the body. When I developed my headache and fever and so on, you know, I thought, okay, in a week or so, it'll be fine. This is just a really bad flu, and I was wrong. It can attack any part of the body. We know that for sure, and it can cause long-lasting problems. People like me have been giving talks for years that a big epidemic was going to come, a big one. And the catastrophic scenario was something that is respiratory transmitted and that has a high mortality. We've said this is going to happen, and the world did not prepare for it. And and we could have prevented, probably hundreds of thousands of deaths if we would have been properly prepared. And the sad thing is that there will be more coming, and so hopefully we will learn our lesson now and not set up the fire brigade when the house is on fire.